You are watching a Siyabonga Chonco production. If you have been here, welcome back. And if you are new, get ready to absorb and don't forget. Build yourself a business that not only serves others, but serves you.
Welcome back to the new series that I'm doing where I highlight exactly how I and my company can help grow your e-commerce business and essentially show you what you need to start doing or what you need to start implementing in order to sustain or even start that inevitable growth inside your business. So today's topic of discussion. Today's topic is a very controversial one. There's a lot of opinions and ebbs and flows from different people in the industry about it. And the name of this topic is that you don't need ads. You need a back-end system. Now, don't get me wrong, a back end and good ads are what you need to work together to really make you a very good base on your e-commerce business. But I assume that I'm speaking to people who are already successful or are making their way to success. And you know that you're running organic, you're running social media, you're running paid ads, and you could potentially have a back end system in your business. And you know that these different things are giving you different revenue streams and making you a much larger sum of revenue. So you can't necessarily pick and choose what you're supposed to prioritize. And that's not what I'm saying to you. What I am saying is that sometimes the extent of what you're doing may not be enough. And the reason why it may seem as if nothing's working or you're implementing it and it's not getting you results is probably because it's not complemented with a back end system in your business. Because let's look at this perspective. You may think you know it all and you think you're doing great, but there's other people in the industry that are kicking your ass right in front of you. The next piece of your business success puzzle is something that I want to give to you personally. And I thought it would be only fair that I share this with you in the form of a video so you can watch it back and really absorb what you need to absorb. Now, what exactly is a back-end system? Because I keep saying that word. Back-end system, back-end system. I'm putting it in the spotlight, but you may not even know what the context is behind it. Now, a back-end system drives repeat customers. A back-end system is what controls your profit. A back-end system is what recycles your revenue to the point where if you stop running ads, your business won't plummet to the ground. It really gives you a different anchor in which you can go around revenue in your business. A back-end system is basically like a savings account. When all goes to hell on your main account, you've still got something saved in the back. You still got something of value that can keep your business afloat. A back-end anchor is so important in your business. That's why I and the company really focus on creating email infrastructures that are built around this concept of a backend. Because if we give it to you, we automatically put your e-commerce business in the safe zone. You're able to generate money on a consistent basis and retain customers, which is something that you actually need. That is what the big players are doing in the industry. That's a small breakdown of the puzzle that I'm going to give to you that's going to be able to grow your business. And that's my main goal with my company, to make sure that your business stays afloat, to make sure that your business is always ascending no matter what the situation is. And that's why we're going to break down in detail in today's video. In the ideal world, a decent chunk of your revenue is supposed to come from a small segment of your audience. The segment that's actually in your retention system, aka the actual existing customers your business has. And that's the theory behind it. Because if I was to ask you right now, are you at least making 25% of your revenue from your back-end system? You might not even say yes to that question of mine. But if I literally guess that you're making at least 80% of your total revenue from paid ads, I'd be far closer to the truth than I was when I was talking about back-end systems. And now, if this scenario that I'm making is describing your business in its current state right now, I recommend that you listen. Because I'm going to tell you point back and straight. I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether you're a 5-figure business or an 8-figure business, the retention-based e-commerce businesses are the ones that are profitable. These numbers that you hear on a daily, the post that we made 80,000 in the last week or 300K in just 30 days, these are just purely revenue numbers. These are a smokescreen. It's not your take-home money. It's not your profit. The money that you actually take home is merely a fraction of those figures that they've mentioned. And that's because your business is not retention based. And you better pray that this is the situation with your business, because you can only be retention focused if your money that you receive is multiplied by your back-end system. That's the only way it works. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to getting it up there. It's if you're retention focused. Meaning that if the money you receive from your front end and your ads and all these different things is a once-off thing, then your retention systems are poor. Smaller brands rely on retention as a cash flow positive. Larger brands use retention to compound their profitability from their business. These are two different ball games. Now, I'm asking you, which ball game are you playing? Are you playing the small brands ball game, the ball game for the kiddies, or are you playing the ball game that's going to lead you to success, the ball game that actually grows your business? Are you actually going to use this puzzle that I'm giving to you to really amplify your business? Now, that's a decision that has to be made by you and purely you as the owner. Because if the puzzle piece I'm giving to you today, which is the form of a retention system, if it's something that's new to you, if you've never seen this particular puzzle piece, then I can actually safely assume that the profits that you take home are quite bad. And you can't even say anything about that because chances are it's close to being the truth. The cost to acquire a customer is rising every single day, it's skyrocketing. Now imagine if you are paying $50, for example, to get a customer, and your AOV is only $40, and you don't even have a back-end system to keep this customer inside your business and really dig into what they can give to your business or even get more sales through them, then you're actually running at a loss. Do you see that you're paying more money only to get less money back in? And it's purely because you don't want to be a retention based business. You're thinking that, hey, if I just spam these ads or spam getting this traffic to my business, then we're all good. Then it's all sunshine and rainbows. You have to have a retention system in your business, a back end that's going to multiply the revenue of your front end. You need to remember that your customers are an investment. Because I'm pretty sure in your mind, you're not like, okay, let me get this sale, get this guy out of my business. You're actually trying to build a relationship. You're trying to build an actual business, if that makes sense. You're trying to build a system where customers come in, they actually stay, they spend money on you, they enjoy, you're happy, they are happy. You're not trying to make a once-off thing or a scam. You should be thinking of making something generational. And that's the only way you can do it. Because guys, I've gathered all the information I need and I've come to the conclusion that e-commerce businesses do not die because of growth. They die because of churn. And that applies to every type of business. No business dies because they're getting more customers. A business dies because they're getting less customers and their revenue is dropping. That's what makes several e-commerce businesses die, makes them get sold, and they start losing presence because their value in the market decreases and they just get thrown out. They're purely not getting any sales, and this would have not been the case if they realized that they shouldn't only just be focusing on paid ads and that the real gold here is in the back end system that you need to install inside your business. Now let me ramble about why you need a retention system inside your business. But I'm going to keep it short because you basically see what the topic is. You know exactly what you need to do. With the backend system, you create a predictable sales flow. You have less worry about what the next month's revenue is going to look like. And with this particular system that I'm going to build for you, you can actually tap into the retained customers that you have and be able to absorb some revenue from them. And what's cool about a backend system is that you're not selling to new customers. You're selling to people who've already bought from you. The process is just going to be much more easier because they know what your business is about. And the perspective is not going to be, hey, come buy my product. The perspective is, hey, I see that you bought something from me. I think this will actually complement what you bought from me as well. So it's a really cool dynamic. And what's another cool thing about having a backend system is that your business value increases. It increases your exit value. So when investors see you, they see your business as much more valuable. So these things should actually start to excite you and make you think that, hey, I need to get myself a back-end system. So I'm just going to stop there for today. I'm going to give you some time to think. I want you to think about where your business is at and think that, hey, am I actually doing the most I need to do to be able to get my business to where I want it to be? Am I actually taking advice? Am I actually building the different systems that I need? Am I actually investing into the growth of my business? And like always, I have to leave you with something to win. So in this video, you can get the exact retention softwares that we use to increase the retention rates of our own customers and increase their LTV of their business. Along with that, I'm going to give you the exact emails and email structures that we use for our retention emails in the system itself. I'm going to give you the different templates, the approaches that we have, the exact copy that we use in the actual email so you can actually use it for yourself. All of this stuff, I'm going to put it on the community, so be sure to join that. And once you join the community, you'll be able to access the other different things from the previous videos and all the different docs that I gave to you guys. So be sure to go to the description and check that out. And don't forget, build yourself a business that not only serves others, but serves you.